Hello everyone, this is Farhad Khabazian. Welcome back to our English podcast where I'll help you to improve your English. Well, today we will talk about grammar and how you can improve your grammar. First, let me ask you a question. How did you learn grammar in your mother tongue? Did anyone teach you grammar points or did you use many different books? Absolutely you didn't and I didn't. And I think that the best way to learn grammar is to understand it. I mean that when you listen to native speakers or when you watch documentaries, you can just understand which tenses they use, how they use passive forms or conditional types. But if you want to just memorize them using some books, at that time you cannot have a good result because if you just memorize about some structures like for simple present they say that you use subject verb object or for conditional types other rules at that time you when it comes to speaking you cannot remember what structure you should use because you may lose fluency. You should speak in a natural speed and you cannot stop for a while to think, oh, let me think that in simple present, was it subject or object that I should use first? This cannot help you. You should just try to understand grammar points as you did it with your mother tongue. And to do this, it's better to have self conversation. If it's possible, face to face conversation with your friends. You should use grammar instead of trying to memorize some rules, because no matter how hard you want to try to memorize these rules, you cannot, and it will be boring for you. But if you try to use them in real life with your friends, with teachers, or your partner, at that time you can just learn grammar points as well as your mother tongue. This is the best way, because when it comes to IELTS you will have face-to-face conversation. You should answer questions immediately. You cannot stop to think about structures or pronunciation. You should be ready about it, and fluency will play an important role in your language. I mean that you should speak as fast as you can sometimes, and you cannot stop. That's why I think that to just improve your grammar, use some good books like Understanding and Using English Grammar or Grammar in Use. And sometimes when you have some problems, you can ask your friends or your teacher to correct you. But you should just practice them day and night. Nobody can just help you to improve your language. As you know, many students try to learn grammar and years they studied with some methods like grammar translation method, and but they didn't, they failed. And if you don't want to fail, try to learn them in the way that you learned your mother tongue. And to just improve your grammar, there are some ways like memorizing some structures, not for all grammar points, but for some of them, like conditional types 1, 2, 3, you can just know how to use them. But after that, you should try to practice, make sentences, examples for them. This is the best way to improve your grammar skills. I hope that these tips will be useful about grammar. And if you have any question, you can comment.